Sports is proud to bring you Division III college men's basketball as we are at the University of Mount Union Timken Gymnasium as the Mount Union Purple Raiders play host to the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears. I'm Dave Sheets. I'll have the play-by-play. Along with me is former Jackson High School and Mount Union standout point guard Ethan Stanislavski. Ethan, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Well, Coach Ethan, let's talk about the visiting Polar Bears from Ohio Northern.
Sure. The Ohio Northern Polar Bears, they have a record of 13-11, led by head coach Neil Young. 7-10 in conference play, averaging just under 75 points a game. 6-6 on the road, but they have a 2-game win streak versus Otterbein and Marietta.
And for the Mount Union Purple Raiders, they come in at 17-7 on the season.
Absolutely. Former head coach, your current head coach Mike Fuline, my former coach. They were 14-3. They are 14-3 in the OAC. John Carroll also 14-3. They played earlier today, though, and beat Muskingum in overtime. So best thing here Mount can do is tie John Carroll for a share of the OAC title. Mount's averaging 78.7 points a game, 6-4 at home, amazing 10-0 on the road, and they're off to a great 4-game win streak here.
All right, let's talk about the keys to the game here today, Ethan. And first up, let's talk about Ohio Northern's key.
Perfect. Yeah, Ohio Northern, they just got to control the glass. Can't give Christian Parker second opportunities. He's a beast down there, so just containing him and making sure that they're controlling that backboard is going to be huge.
And how about the Raiders? Got
to hit your free throws downtown. And hopefully this game doesn't get too close, but if it does, you know, you're going to have to hit your free throws in clutch time. That's a big, big piece for Mount Union.
All right, there you have our keys to the game here this afternoon at Mount Union. Let's take a look now at our starting lineups. For the visiting Polar Bears, they'll go with Miller, Mitchell, Cunningham Jr., Reese, and Chapman. More on their starters in a bit. Meanwhile, Mount Union, it's senior day here. They have 7 seniors, make that 8 seniors, I believe. Which one is it?
I think it's 7.
7 seniors that they are honoring, and they did honor before tonight's game. And they're going to go with a senior-laden lineup here. Some of their traditional starters will not start today's game. They'll go with Steele, Mucci, Davis, Scariotis, and Parker. Your starters for Mount Union. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have this afternoon's opening tip. It's Ohio Northern and Mount Union on Big Time Sports.
Exceptional is the rule at the University of Mount Union. This private university, offering a well-rounded education grounded in the liberal arts tradition, delivers a classic college experience, plus so much more. Located in the heart of Alliance, Ohio, a continually developing mid-sized city, offering a growing list of businesses, retailers, and dining options, Mount Union has a lot to offer, both on and off campus. From our strong academics to our hands-on opportunities and a dynamic campus life, Mount Union offers an experience as unique as you. And that's why motivated students from all walks of life make Mount Union the first choice. Mount Union, be exceptional.
Back at Mount Union, moments away from this afternoon's tip between the Polar Bears of Ohio Northern and the Purple Raiders of Mount Union. Dave Stanislavski with you. A little bit of a different lineup for Mount Union here as we get started.
Absolutely, yeah. Gotta love senior night. You know, it gets everybody involved.
Ohio Northern has lost 12 in a row to Mount Union. Their last win came back on January 20th, 2018. Parker to jump it up against Chapman, tipped in backcourt, controlled by the Purple Raiders. This is Steele into the forecourt, gives off to Davis. Into the corner on the drive, Davis flips it up on the rim and in. Jack Davis with 2 to put Mount Union on the board.
Great strong take there.
On the left wing, Miller Blake Michael is tied up. Down on the block. Miller, and we're going to get a foul on Mount Union's J.J. Mucci.
Yeah, it looked like he hooked him. Number 2 had J.J. hooked, but I think that was a bad call. Just let it be a no call.
Inbound. Chapman to Reese. Bounce pass underneath. Cut off. Top of the key. Miller going to drive. Goes down, and a traveling violation. The call against the Polar Bears.
Yeah, what I'm noticing is just super high intensity on defense from Mount Union. They're looking great, especially from these seniors. You know, they know that their seasons and careers are coming to an end, so they're giving it all they got.
Northern showing full court pressure here into Scariotis, who's double teamed. Gets it ahead. Down to Parker. Parker goes strong to the bucket, around the rim and in. Christian Parker leads Mount Union in scoring with nearly 17 a game, picks up his first 2.
Yeah, great spin move by Christian. I've seen that 1,000 times. He does that perfectly.
There's Reese for 3, and he buries it. Carter Reese, averaging 13 a game, gets the Polar Bears on the board. Purple Raiders with possession and a 1-point lead. This is Steele. Parker going to step into a 3, lets it fly around the rim. No, rebound, grab by Michael. Quickly ahead to Miller. Back to Michael. Parker steps out on Reese, disrupts the flow there a bit. Miller on the wing. Miller going to drive around the rim. And we're going to get a blocking foul on Mount Union. Will Miller averages almost 14 a game. He's going to get 2 shots.
Yeah, great strong take here. He gets by number 3 here pretty quickly. Then nice little Euro, draw to block.
Will Miller is a 6'2" junior guard. Shooting nearly 91% at the free throw line. 2 shots.
It's a pretty high percentage there, wouldn't you say?
Coach Neil Young is questioning a goaltending possibility on that last drive.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
Came right at the end of the play. Apparently, they're good to go. So Miller at the line with 2.
91%, missed the first one.
Second shot now for the junior. Got it. Tied up now. Couple minutes in. Tied at 4. Be interesting to see how long Coach Fuline leaves these seniors out there who normally don't play a lot. There's a shot from the corner, short. Ball knocked away, and it'll stay with Ohio Northern.
Good effort there by JJ.
On the chase. Great effort. This is Miller, left side to Cunningham Jr. Back out to Chapman, handoff Miller. Slapped away by Parker momentarily, ball on the floor, Mucci saves it, gets it to Parker. Parker gonna drive strong to the bucket, no, he's fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Great effort there by JJ. He's giving it tons of heart out there, and love to see that.
There you go, Parker on the run. He was not gonna be denied. Carter Reese doing all he could do to slow him down, but to no avail. So Christian Parker goes to the free throw line, 56.5% free throw shooter. One of the seniors honored before this afternoon's game. First one right there. Theo Mag into the game for Ohio Northern. There's a look at the Mount Union bench. led by head coach Mike Fuline in his 14th season. Buried them both.
Yeah, he did. Those are the keys to the game, too. Got to hit the free throws.
Hit the free throws.
So far, so good.
Polar Bears with the ball, down 2. Mag gives it off to Reese. Lob underneath. Cunningham Jr. in trouble, and he traveled on the baseline.
Yeah, it looks like he just caught it too far underneath and pattered the feet a little bit.
Ahead to Scariotis in backcourt against pressure. Into the forecourt now. Parker on the wing. Parker drives to the bucket, too strong, tipped around, grabbed by Cunningham Jr. on the run. Gonna drive, gives it off to Reese. Reese drive, no. Cunningham follows, good.
Good transition bucket there.
Johnny Cunningham averages 12 a game, gets his first 2. Both teams with substitutions waiting to come on. Steele with a long 3, no good. Tapped around inside. Offensive rebound, up and in. Basket good by Jack Davis. Quickly down the floor, Miller is hit, fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Mucci picks up the foul.
Part of the negatives to playing your butt off is you're going to get tired quicker. And you can see some of these seniors are a little tired here right now getting back on defense.
Miller goes back to the line where so far 1 for 2. Gets that one. All right, Mount Union with multiple substitutions. Elijah Farrington in the game. Kevin Moore in the game. And Chance Kassenheiser in the game now for the Purple Raiders. Miller gets them both, ties the game at 8. Number 3, Noah Langford checks in for the Polar Bears. Full court pressure by Ohio Northern. Kassenheiser in backcourt. Now they'll back it away on the defensive side. Farrington, second leading scorer for the Purple Raiders this year. There's a steal. Cunningham kicks it into the corner. 3 ball on the way is good for Noah Langford. And the Polar Bears lead it by 3.
In transition, you're going to get the most available threes. There's not going to be a ton of people guarding you, but not super high percentage shots. Therefore, he hit that one.
There's Steele way out on the right wing. Goes into the corner, lob into Parker. Double team, shot up, in, and a chance at a 3-point play.
Strong finish there for Christian. Look, Christian getting good ceiling position. They find him. Backside help comes a little late. Christian's able to get that and 1.
Christian Parker became the first player in school history to record 2,000 career points in a game against Redlands earlier this season. Also became the school's all-time leading rebounder earlier this season against Baldwin Wallace. And the free throw good. Completing the 3-point play. We're tied at 11. Checking into the game, number 10 for Ohio Northern, Bryce Stewart, seeing action for the first time in tonight's game. On the drive, cut off, in the lane, reverse layup, around the rim, no. That shot by Theo Mag, and now here come the Purple Raiders in the lane. Parker turns, muscles it in, wow.
Great steal by Christian there. Again, just getting good position early and often, and it works out for him.
Purple Raiders up 2 as we go inside the 15-minute mark. And a steal by Steele in backcourt. Marcus Steele into the forecourt now. Left wing. Going to drive. Tipped into the corner, out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Union. Purple Raiders now to inbound. Out to Steele. Quick pass underneath. Farrington fouled as he goes to the bucket. Sophomore Elijah Farrington will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, it looks like they were hard hedging or icing the ball screen. He just rejected, found the open man, and was able to draw the foul.
Shooting just under 63% at the line, averaging 13.5 a game, gets that first one. Jarrett Taylor into the game now for the Purple Raiders. Number 14. Farrington drills them both. His first two. Purple Raiders up 4. Mason Studer into the game for Ohio Northern. Number 1. Baseline, partially blocked by Farrington, but we're going to get a foul, I believe. They gave it to Farrington.
Let's see here, good drive by. Oh, you got him with the body. I could see that as a good call.
We are going to get a media timeout here with 13:57 to go in the first half. Purple Raiders on top by 4 on Big Time Sports.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
Back here at the Timpkin Gymnasium at Mount Union, and the Purple Raiders have a 4-point lead over the visiting Polar Bears of Ohio Northern. Ethan, what have you seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, our keys to the game, both teams are doing a great job. I mean, Mount's hitting their free throws. Ohio Northern is keeping Christian off the glass. He doesn't have many offensive rebounds. The problem is they're just letting him seal down there early, and he's able to get those quick baskets. We saw the 1-and-1, and then the other basket for Farrington that he sealed and got the bucket too. So they just got to do a better job of preventing him from getting that good positioning, and then Mount Union has to just keep hitting their free throws.
After the timeout, 2 foul shots coming up for number 13. That is Aiden Harris. Harris shooting 60% at the free throw line, gets that one to go. Harris is a freshman forward, 6'4". In and out, Farrington the rebound. Steele with the ball. Purple Raiders up 3. It's like Ohio Northern dropped into a zone there.
Yeah, they did. Trying to change it up a little bit, see if they can stop the easy baskets close.
Steele on the wing, thought about a 3. Taylor gives it off. Into the corner. Across the rim, shot missed by Kassenheiser. Back the other way, here come the Polar Bears. Drive on the baseline into the corner, 3 ball on the way. Rim, no, tipped. And coming away with it, Kevin Moore. Quickly to Steele. Steele wants to run. He'll drive to the bucket. No shot, a blocking foul called. That'll go on number 3, Langford. Into the game, Jonah McCartney, number 12 for Mount Union. One of the seniors honored before tonight's game. Kassenheiser Inbounds to Taylor.
Looks like they stopped running their zone, but turnover here.
There's a steal by Ohio Northern. Studer. Langford. Down on the block. Spin move in the lane. Left-handed shot, no. Offensive rebound for the Polar Bears. They'll swing it left side. Langford. Guarded by Kassenheiser. Lob underneath to the bucket, and the basket is good. Theo Mag.
Good patience there by Ohio Northern, getting what they wanted, not forcing anything, and worked out for them.
Polar Bears have cut it to 1. Lob underneath. Farrington, nice find, and the finish. Down the floor. Polar Bears down 3. Under 12 in the first half. Langford. Gonna get a foul. Kassenheiser's gonna pick up the foul, and you'll see it here.
Yeah, he's getting up a little too aggressive in his grill here. Just sit down and contain. Got tripped up on Jonah, it looks like, and then got the block.
All right, the foul situation. Mount Union with 5, Ohio Northern with 4. When you get to 17 fouls, it becomes a 1-and-1. Backdoor lob underneath in the lane. Shot on the rim, no, miss by Miller. Back the other way, Mount Union. Kassenheiser gonna drive, glass, no. Rebound to Mag. Left wing. Cunningham Jr. Harris on the block. Goes to work on Kassenheiser. Knocked away. McCartney comes out of there with it. Kassenheiser between the circles. It's kicked there by Johnny Cunningham.
Yeah, it's crucial when the defensive team's running that zone. You got to get somebody in the middle of the floor here, or else it's just going to be easy to guard.
Parker back in for the Purple Raiders. In for the first time, Jamar Talbert Jr. for Mount Union. Kassenheiser out near the timeline. Left side now to McCarthy. McCartney. Work the wing, down the lane, blocked out of bounds. Shot clock expires, and they'll say it goes off of Talbert Jr. Let's check the replay.
I believe they called a shot clock violation here. It was indeed off of Ohio Northern, but I don't think there was any time on the shot clock.
Good catch. Cunningham Jr. into the forecourt. The weave action for the Polar Bears. Miller, top of the key, down the lane, pass tipped away, and a steal. Ball tipped away. Talbert Jr. gets it back. A little chaotic.
Yeah, it was. Hey, the best way to get a team out of the zone, though, is to push it in transition, get them so they can't set in that zone.
Kassenheiser, long three. No, and rebound off the floor by Mag. Cunningham Jr., right wing. Tries to get a pick, bounces inside. Cross court, 3 ball on the way. Got it. Will Miller, their leading scorer at almost 14 a game. He's got 6.
Yeah, that was good offense there. Threw it to the big, had the help come over, and they threw the skip pass for a wide open 3.
McCartney goes left side. Inside Moore. Jumper at the elbow, rim no. Parker knocked down, and we're going to get a foul on Ohio Northern. See if we can pick this up.
Yep, Christian just big guy down there and gets shoved.
We're going to give that to Aiden Harris, number 13. Marcus Steele back in for the Purple Raiders. Out of bounds play now for Mount Union. Long three on its way, no good. Tip for the rebound, grabbed by Blake Michael. Back the other way comes the Polar Bears. 9 minutes to go, first half. Tied at 17. Backdoor pass, knocked away. It'll stay with Ohio Northern. Check this.
Yeah, he had a great back cut, just a good recovery by Kevin Moore down there.
Lob out to Mag. And we're going to get a foul. Going to give that foul to Jamar Talbert Jr. That's his first foul.
Yeah, I didn't see much there, but ref probably saw it better than I did.
That's 6 team fouls now on the Purple Raiders. One more. It'll be a 1-and-1 for the Polar Bears. Cunningham Jr. in the lane, floats it up. Rim no, tapped out of bounds. It'll stay. Oh, we're going to get an overrule here, I believe. Tip ball will go back over to Mount Union.
Yeah, Mount has to do a better job of attacking that zone. If they just sit back at the three-point line and pass it around, they're going to keep getting contested shots. Got to attack the middle of the floor, find the open man.
Elijah Farrington back on the floor now for Mount Union. Steele as Ohio Northern shifted back to man-to-man on this possession. Parker underneath, floater good on the baseline. Tough shot. We were stuck on 17 for both teams for a long time.
We were. A lot of good defense being played out here.
Miller steps into a three. Got it. Will Miller has 9.
Pretty nice little player he is.
He is. Miller's a junior guard out of Ottoville, Ohio. Lob to Parker, tapped away. Farrington gets it. Bounce pass underneath Parker. No. Offensive rebound. Under rim and in. Christian Parker stays with it. He's got 13 to lead all scorers.
Yeah, he's a beast on the glass. Like I was saying earlier, you got to keep him off the glass. I mean, all-time leader at rebounds at Mount Union, and he's going to get his fair share if you don't contain him.
Yeah. Cunningham Jr. flips it underneath, drive to the bucket, and the basket by Theo Mag. And Coach Mike Fuline wants a timeout as Ohio Northern has taken the lead 22-21. There you get a good look at Coach Fuline.
Not too pleased with his guys right now.
Let's check the replay.
Yeah, nice pick and roll. Just didn't have any help on the backside for a wide open layup. That might be the easiest bucket 21's gotten all year.
Ethan, while we have a moment, we talked about it in the pregame. Mount Union came into today's game tied for first place with John Carroll. Both had 14-3 records. John Carroll played a little earlier this afternoon in overtime. They came up with a win on their home floor, so they improved to 15-3. Now Mount Union, if they want to share the league title, they've got to get a win here against Ohio Northern.
Yeah, it looks like they had a little bit of nerves at the beginning, settled in now, and we'll see if they can start controlling this tempo of this game.
So here we go as we come out of the timeout. Ohio Northern's going to show full court pressure again. And it's going to be Talbert Jr. to inbound on the baseline. Lob down the floor. Farrington gives it off to Steele. Steele double team. And now a foul is called on the Polar Bears. No, offensive foul.
Over and back.
Over and back. Apologies. I think he was helped a bit.
He may have gotten a slight little push over across half court,
Across
but
the
hey,
hip.
physical game. I mean, you got to play through that, getting double team, give it up.
Right, little push in the hip there maybe. Turnover. Polar Bears with the ball. And a 1-point lead. Reese is back in the game for Ohio Northern. Miller into the corner to Reese. Underneath, Cunningham Jr. turns. Shot clock violation. Great defense by the Purple Raiders.
Absolutely, great defense. That's what they needed. Need a little juice. Can't seem to get anything on offense. Got to start on the defensive end.
We've got a media timeout with 6:45 to go in the first half. Ohio Northern leads it 22-21 over the homestanding Mount Union Purple Raiders. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with more on Big Time Sports.
What draws us together? What keeps us grinding long into the night? What drives us to excel? To give it everything we have? It's the moment. We're ready to show up. Are you?
Back at the Timken Gymnasium at Mount Union. Purple Raiders have a 1-point advantage after this timeout.
I believe that score actually might be wrong. I think it is 22 Ohio Northern, 21 Mount Union.
All right.
Just backwards.
We will make that change. And we come out again. Ohio Northern showing full court pressure. Talbert Jr. in backcourt. Steele. Farrington lob to Parker. Parker in the lane, gonna turn jumper near the top of the key, too strong. Rebound grab by Carter Reese. Here come the Polar Bears on the run, bounce pass underneath. Good find. And the basket by Caden Jacoby, who checked in during that timeout, his first time on the floor. And Ohio Northern up 3.
That great transition bucket there. He found the open man. Mountain just not getting back enough, and they paid for it.
Steele, top of the key. Moore steps into a 3. May have gotten hit on the arm, no call. Quickly the other way, the Polar Bears on the attack. Miller, Cunningham Jr. Jacoby on the dribble. Lob underneath, Jacoby muscles it up and in off glass.
The pick and roll is giving him problems on the defensive end for Mount Union.
Jacoby has 4. That's his average. 5-point lead for the Polar Bears. Approaching the 5-minute mark in the first half. Moore in the corner. Parker steps into a 3. Nope. And the rebound grab by Miller. One and done for the Purple Raiders. Miller. Reese. Drives. Floater. Baseline. Good. And the foul.
That was a great take right there. You'll see he does a nice little hesitation to get Talbert to get off his feet here. Drives baseline here. Hesitation. Gets him up his feet. A nice floater finish on the baseline. I tell you what, that's a tough shot.
Yeah.
Especially through contact. That's a good finish right there.
Timeout called by Mount Union. Carter Reese averaging 13 a game for Ohio Northern. He's got 5 and a chance to make a 3-point play after the timeout. Wanted to mention, this past Tuesday, Mount Union's Elijah Farrington was named the U.S. Basketball Writers Association Division III National Player of the Week. Farrington helped lead the Raiders to a pair of massive road wins in conference play last week and stay in a tie atop the OAC standings. Farrington scored 22 points, grabbed 18 rebounds in a double overtime win over Muskingum, and then he followed that up with a 15-point, 10-rebound double-double in last Saturday's 11-point win at Heidelberg. Congrats to Elijah Farrington on receiving this high-profile honor.
Absolutely.
Sophomore out of Massillon, and the second leading scorer and leading rebounder per game for the Purple Raiders.
Tell you what, I think Ohio Northern knew that going into this game because they've done a pretty good job of containing him, and
Right, yeah.
he's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, he has. He has 4 points so far in this one. So Carter Reese, a 6'3" sophomore guard out of Westerville North, will try and complete the 3-point play. In and out, Farrington the rebound. Purple Raiders trailing by 7, lob to Parker. Glass and good, and a 3-point opportunity now for the senior Christian Parker. Beautiful lob.
Absolutely. Great play here. He just sealed the, it looked like he had a mismatch on him. Yeah, great set out of a timeout for him. They knew they could get the lob, threw it up to him, and he just is stronger than the guy he had on him. So tough mismatch for number 4 down there.
Christian Parker with 15 here in the first half. He'll look to complete the 3-point play. Rim no. Polar Bears with a 5-point lead in the ball. Jacoby, top of the circle. Miller. Jacoby working on Parker. Spins. No. Tip. No. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Ohio Northern in front of the Mount Union bench.
Yeah, good D. Christian lost his footing a little bit, and luckily number 2 was able to come over and help.
Not sure what the officials are talking about here. I guess it's a shot clock situation. They had the shot clock at 20. Now it's to 3.
Yeah, I don't think they had.
Oh, now they're going to reset it. Back at 20. Langford underneath. Cunningham Jr. cut off. Goes baseline, bounces inside. Jacoby glass and good. Wow. Caden Jacoby using that glass. Lead is back to 7. Kassenheiser, foul underneath. A little too physical there with Christian Parker down on the block.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at Ohio Northern's lineup in right now. They're a little undersized, so number 4 is just at an all-time mismatch right now, trying to guard Christian Parker.
Both teams now 17 fouls. 1-and-1 opportunity now for Christian Parker. 15 points in the game. Rim and a friendly roll in for Parker. Back on the floor, Theo Mag for the Polar Bears. There's a good look at the senior Christian Parker. 6'6" senior, grad student rather, from Glen Oak. Five-point lead, Polar Bears with the ball. Miller working on Steele. Gonna fake, gonna turn, fade away on the rim. Oh, friendly bounce.
Very tough bucket right there.
Will Miller with the 11.
Good defense, just better offense.
Yeah. Farrington to Parker. Parker going to work on Mag. He'll turn, he'll glass, and score. Parker with 19. Coming up on 2.5 to go in the first half. 5-point lead, Ohio Northern. Bounce pass. Turn, little baby hook, no, rebound. Farrington rips it away. Steele on the push. Moore gonna drive, bounces it underneath. Parker with 2 more, and a timeout taken by Neil Young and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears as Christian Parker has the Purple Raiders back to within 3.
Yeah, great job by driving baseline, getting the big to commit to him and dumping it off to Christian for the easy bucket.
That was a nice find there by Moore.
Absolutely it was.
Put it right where he could handle it. Threaded the needle. 2:19 to go here in the opening half. Dave Sheets and Ethan Stanislavski with you on Big Time Sports. Good memories for you in this place?
Absolutely. You know, this brings back a bunch of memories, and just being out there with your brothers playing the game you love. I mean, that's what it's all about. And Christian having a monster half. I mean, I played with Christian a couple years when I was here, and he's just a special player, man. He makes shots that you're like, how the heck did you make that? Great, great player.
He's physical, but he's got such a nice, soft touch when he needs it.
Absolutely.
He's
and
got
he's
the full arsenal.
On the boards, yeah.
and he can do a lot of different things. He can shoot the 3, mid-range, and of course down on the block. 3-point deficit. Purple Raiders on defense. I think for the most part, Mount Union's done a better job with those backdoor cuts defending him.
They absolutely have, yeah. The pick and rolls have been tough for them, but they seem to have gotten those under control a little bit.
Parker with the rebound. Mount Union can tie it or get within 1 on this trip. Cross court to Moore. Steele. Farrington to Moore. Trouble in the corner. Turnover. Back over to the Polar Bears.
Yeah, just a little too much dribbling. I think he got kind of stuck on an island, didn't have anywhere to go with it, and then just ended up having to turn it over.
1.5 to go. Langford, top of the key. Left wing, Miller. Bounce underneath. Baseline. Offensive foul as Christian Parker takes the charge.
Mr. Do-It-All.
How about that?
Never seen him take a charge, so good for him.
Did a good job.
Absolutely.
He was there in plenty of time. Mag with the foul. Purple Raiders with another chance to cut into this 3-point lead for the Polar Bears.
Take it over.
Steele against Cunningham Jr. Steele drives down the lane. Jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Ohio Northern. Cunningham Jr. did a nice job of tying him up.
Yeah, he's a great defender. I've been watching him, and he's been
Quick
Lights
hands.
out on defense.
Under a minute to go. Miller gives it off to Jacoby. Working on Parker, spins, right hand hook, no. Farrington skies for the board. Half a minute to go. Parker on the block, double team coming. Cross court, Moore, steal. Coach Fueline yells out one shot. Steele backs it out near the timeline. Down to 10. Shot clock was winding down, and a foul on the Polar Bears.
Yeah. See what happened here. Christian got positioning, and then he just kind of hooked him.
Cunningham Jr. picks up the foul. Christian Parker goes to the line. 21 points here in this first half. And he'll get a 1-and-1 opportunity.
I think he's only missed one so far today. Not to jinx him here, but I think he's only missed one, and he's done a good job.
Gonna have to find out maybe during halftime what Christian Parker's season high and career high are in points.
Yeah,
He might challenge that by the end of the day. Ball knocked away, and that will mark the end of the first half. One half in the books here at Mount Union, and Ohio Northern has a 3-point lead. The Polar Bears lead at 32-29 on Big Time Sports.
Exceptional is the rule at the University of Mount Union. This private university, offering a well-rounded education grounded in the liberal arts tradition, delivers a classic college experience, plus so much more. Located in the heart of Alliance, Ohio, a continually developing mid-sized city, offering a growing list of businesses, retailers, and dining options, Mount Union has a lot to offer, both on and off campus. From our strong academics to our hands-on opportunities and a dynamic campus life, Mount Union offers an experience as unique as you. And that's why motivated students from all walks of life make Mount Union the first choice. Mount Union, be exceptional.
Halftime here at Mount Union with Ohio Northern leading 32-29 here on Big Time Sports. Dave Sheets, Ethan Stanislavski with you. Ethan, let's take a look at the first half numbers.
So you got field goals for both teams, pretty similar. Ohio Northern with one more basket. Free throws shooting 4 of 7, Mount shooting 7 of 9, so Mount's leading that category. Rebounds, you got pretty even rebounds, turnovers pretty even. Now, a stat I do want to point out for Mount Union is they have 0 3-pointers. They're shooting 0 of 7 from 3. Another interesting stat, too, about them, they only have 3 guys that have scored. Christian Parker, Jack Davis, the senior who started, and Elijah Farrington with 1 bucket. Christian has 8 field goals made. Again, no 3-pointers there. Ohio Northern doing a great job controlling the rebounds. They're actually leading that category by 3, as you see on your screen. So excited for the second half.
All right, we're going to show you some first half highlights, but first up, it's senior night here at Mount Union, and 8 seniors were honored, and we're going to show you some of that from the pregame. Parents, family members on hand. Appreciate all their work in their time here with the Purple Raiders.
Absolutely.
No question. As we transition into first half highlights.
There's Jack Davis with a nice strong take there. One of his 2 buckets there. Christian just taking over down low early.
Parker had 21 points in the first half. Ohio Northern getting some good shots.
Yeah, nice follow-up put back there. They're just doing the dirty work, man. I mean, they're hitting some threes, they're hitting open shots, but they're also getting on the boards, controlling some glass, and finishing strong through contact. as is Christian.
And some Mount Union Purple Raider cheerleaders cheering their team on. Nice move inside there by Mag.
There's Elijah Farrington's bucket of the day. Nice open shot there.
Miller had a big first half, 11 for the Polar Bears.
He did, yeah, he's a pretty stroke. Following up his own board there. He's patting the stats on that one.
That's one of the things that Ohio Northern did very well is they got a lot of backdoor cuts, although I mentioned that the Purple Raiders did a better job defensively as the half went on.
They did, yep, they settled into it. I think it's tough when they throw them out of the loop with senior night and all the starters that normally start aren't starting. It just takes a little bit more long to get into that rhythm.
All right, we're going to step aside. When we come back, it's second half action on Big Time Sports, Ohio Northern and Mount Union.
What draws us together? What keeps us grinding long into the night? What drives us to excel? To give it everything we have? It's the moment. We're ready to show up. Are you?
Back at Mount Union, ready to start the second half on Big Time Sports. Purple Raiders trail by 3. For Mount Union, it'll be Parker, Farrington, Steele, Kassenheiser, and Moore. For Northern, Miller, Reese, Cunningham Jr., Mag, and Blake Michael, number 4. Parker down on the block. Moore, strong bucket, left hand, no. Farrington up, no, but he's fouled and he'll shoot 2. Elijah Farrington, leading rebounder at 9.5 a game, crashing the offensive board.
Nice strong take by Kevin Moore. And sometimes you're not going to make those shots, but you're going to put your teammates in a good position with offensive rebounds. So good job there.
Elijah Farrington with 4 points in the game. First one off the mark. Missed them both. Farrington had 6 rebounds in that first half. Backdoor, Cunningham Jr. gets behind the defender, gets a layup. Steele, top of the key, lob underneath Parker. Shoved, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, that previous basket by Ohio Northern, that was a nice drawed-up play. You could tell that they wrote that down at halftime, and it worked. And a good lob here to get Christian the ball. You just got to keep feeding him the ball right now.
Parker with 21 in the game. Did some checking at the half. Christian's season high is 25 in a game earlier this year against Wilmington. His career high came last year against Marietta when he poured in 34. He's got 22 now. You mentioned only 3 Mount Union players scored in that first half. That is highly unusual.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's still the case here at 19 left in the second half.
This is Blake Michael, guarded by Farrington. Gives it off to Miller. Miller gonna drive, goes glass, left is short. Ball grab by Parker. Parker on the break. Parker had it knocked away. Back the other way, Cunningham Jr. Jotty to the corner. Long 3 ball open, good. Basket good by Blake Michael. 7-point lead for the Polar Bears. Early second half. Steele left the wing, bounces to Farrington, double team. Back out Steele. Steele, jumper, Rim, no. Cunningham Jr. the rebound. Pushes it down the floor to Michael. Michael spins. Tipped away. Collision at midcourt. Tracked down by the Polar Bears. This is Miller. Right side, Parker guarding too closely. He'll pick up a foul.
Yeah, unnecessary reach there by Christian. Just stay in front. You had him going to the baseline. I think that was a bad foul by Christian. Frustration foul, so to speak.
Christian's got 2 now, as you see the replay there, yep. This is Reese to Mag to Miller. On the block to Reese. Reese turns. Michael back out to Reese. Michael for 3, left it short. Offensive rebound, knocked away. Farrington comes out of the pile. Here's Steele now. Lob underneath Parker, triple teamed, up, in, no basket. The official says he called the foul on the floor before the shot. Let's watch that one again.
That could go either way. It depends who you ask. Well, how Northern would tell you it's on the floor, Mount Union tell you that's an and one.
A terrific effort, regardless.
Absolutely.
Lob out, Farrington. Kassenheiser. Right wing. Lob underneath, Parker, knocked away. Farrington gets it, muscles it up, no. Tipped around, Parker, up, no. Tip, Farrington, yes. Crashing the offensive boards.
Absolutely, this is the key to the game. They got to keep them off the boards.
The lead is 5 now for the Polar Bears. Under 17 left. Mag, Miller. Michael, right wing now, back out to Cunningham Jr. Jotty steps into a 3, rim no, Parker another rebound. Quickly down the floor to Farrington. Goes inside, muscles it, no. Tipped up on the rim, no, but he's fouled. Nice look down the floor. The outlet pass.
Absolutely. Christian looking like Kevin Love out there with that long full court pass.
That should have been a foul right there, I think. Elijah Farrington. The 6'6" sophomore makes the first, and he's got 7 in the game. Justin Chapman in now for Ohio Northern. Chapman is a 6'8" sophomore center. On the rim and in. Gets them both. Here's Cunningham Jr. to Reese. To Miller. Mag down the lane, on the rim and in. And Parker even got a hand on that one.
Yeah.
How'd that go in?
Sometimes the ball just doesn't lie, right?
Theo Mag has 6. Steele on the drive, kicks it back out. Parker open 3, perfect. Parker now with 25. That ties his season high. Miller between the circles. Mount Union down 2. Reese down the lane. Shot no. Parker going to be called for a foul, and that's going to be his 3rd.
Good job by 15 drawing contact with Christian, getting him his 3rd foul.
Parker's going to come out, I believe. Reese at the line. Came in shooting 78%. Number 14, Jarrett Taylor, played in the first half out there now. A freshman, 6'5", out of Greene High School.
71.
Aiden Harris back on the floor now for Ohio Northern. Reese gets them both. Reese has 7. Steele between the circles, right side. Kassenheiser bounce down to Farrington. Gets shoved, loses it, back the other way. Here comes Miller on Kassenheiser and scores. Mount Union had cut it to 2, and the Polar Bears push it back out to 6.
Yeah, Ohio Northern jumping back into that zone here.
Steele for 3, rim no. Cunningham Jr. on the run. Looking for help. Working on Kassenheiser, and a foul on Chance Kassenheiser, the 6'1" freshman out of Lake.
Ohio Northern wants you to go down and shoot that 3 early when they're in that zone. So Mount Union kind of falling right into their plan there. You got to make sure you're moving the ball, make them work on defense.
Noah Langford into the game now for the Polar Bears. He saw action in the first half as well. Cunningham Jr. against Jarrett Taylor. Miller now, guarded by Steele. Underneath, kicks it back out, swing it over. 3 ball on the way, no. Kassenheiser tracks it down. Purple Raiders down 6. Moore lost it temporarily. Steele for 3. Got it in front of the Mount Union bench. Marcus Steele averaging 10. Those are his first 3. And the basket at the other end by Will Miller. He's got 15. Beat him down the floor that time.
Absolutely. That's what you got to do too.
Steele works left side into the lane, around the rim, won't go. Tipped around, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Purple Raiders, and we've got a timeout. 13:47 to go here in the second half of play. Ohio Northern leads at 45-40 as you see the replay there.
Strong take, just didn't want to go in, and good effort down there by Elijah Farrington to keep the possession with Mount Union.
We're going to take a timeout. Back with more on Big Time Sports.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
It's a 5-point lead for Ohio Northern over Mount Union here on Big Time Sports. Dave Sheets and Ethan Stanislavski with you here at the Timken Gymnasium. Mount Union, with a win today, would clinch a tie for first place in the OAC, a league championship on the line here, but they've got some work to do.
They absolutely do, and Ohio Northern's not going to give up. It's going to be a tough, 13 minutes left in the game, and see who wants it more.
Chance Kassenheiser will inbound under the Mount Union bucket there on the baseline. See what kind of out-of-bounds play the Purple Raiders come up with here. Kassenheiser in the corner, going to drive, baseline jumper over the hoop. Taylor the rebound, strong, and lays it in.
Great follow-up there by Jarrett Taylor.
Taylor with his first 2. This is Cunningham Jr. on the left wing. Out to Langford. Chapman. 3-pointer on the way, no good. And the rebound grab by Farrington. This is Steele with 13 minutes to go in the game. 3-point lead for Ohio Northern. Inside Farrington had it knocked away, but he's fouled. That'll go on Justin Chapman. That'll be his first.
And this is what I was saying earlier, you know, great job attacking the zone. Once you attack the zone, there's going to be open guys, and he was able to find Farrington, draws the foul.
15 foul on Ohio Northern. Mount Union has 3 so far this half. Outlet to Steele. Steele steps into a 3. Yes! And the lead for the Purple Raiders, or I should say a tie. Check that. We're tied at 45. Miller on the right wing.
The three-pointer seems to be falling for him now. Christian has 1, and that's Marcus Steele's second 3 of this half.
And we mentioned 0 for 7 in the first half.
0 for 7 in the first half, down 3.
They've found their range a little bit, and a timeout taken by Ohio Northern. The Purple Raiders have battled back.
They absolutely have. Nice job on defense here, tipping it and taking the turnover the other way.
Wanted to mention that the Purple Raiders ranked 3rd in the OAC in points per game at 78.7, only trailing John Carroll at 78.8 and Heidelberg at 83 even. They ranked 4th in defense, giving up just under 72 a game. So they're definitely under their normal pace. Ohio Northern's done a great job defensively today.
They absolutely have, and I hear Fuline over to my right getting into his guys, telling him it's 0-0. That's absolutely right. You know, the game just started now. It's tied up, 12 minutes left. Can you win the last 12 minutes of the game to clinch, you know, your share of the OAC title?
Coach Fuline in his 14th season here at Mount Union. Earlier this year, he became the all-time winningest coach in men's basketball program history. Picked up career win 251 in a win over Otterbein earlier this season. His current record is 261 wins, 112 losses, and our guy sitting next to me, Ethan Stanislawski, was a big part of those wins.
Yeah, phenomenal coach. I mean, he gets his guys to do anything for him. You know, they die for him just because he's such a player's coach, and he just wants his kids to succeed, and that's huge for a coach.
After the timeout, tied at 45, 12.5 left in this one. Good crowd on hand here for a Saturday late afternoon game. Into Farrington, in backcourt to Steele. Pick for Steele.
Got the mismatch now.
Kicked by Mag of the Polar Bears. Taylor will inbound next to us. Into Steele. Steele double teamed, in trouble, into the corner to Moore. And a turnover. Threw it to Cunningham Jr. Back the other way. In the lane. Muscles it up. Blocked by Taylor. Ahead to Kassenheiser. Gonna drive and score. Wow, what a sequence for the Purple Raiders.
Offense led to defense there for the Purple Raiders. Great take by Kassenhauer.
Mag on Farrington. Underneath. Puts it up, no, but he's fouled. Farrington got him.
Farrington had good positioning here.
Oh, they gave it to Taylor, actually.
Oh, I could see that.
Taylor picks up the foul. Mag at the free throw line is a 71% free throw shooter. Came in averaging 7.5 a game, and he's right at 7 now. Jonah McCartney in for the Purple Raiders, replacing Kevin Moore. 1 point Raiders lead. Mag looks to tie it. And he does. Backcourt pressure here. Double coming. Kassenheiser, left wing. Oh, went to the corner. McCartney was there, and then he cut to the basket. Little misread there, a little miscommunication, and a turnover.
Yeah, I think he thought Jonah was going to stay out in the corner for a swing three, but ended up cutting to the basket.
Cunningham Jr. into the forecourt. Mag, handoff. Harris now to Langford, right wing. Bounce pass. Cunningham Jr. spins on Steele. Left hand, no. Tipped around. Grabbed by Taylor. Here's Steele. Tied at 47. Ball loose. Langford had it. Kassenheiser ties him up. Jump ball favors Ohio Northern.
Yeah, right here, Mount Union just needs somebody to just control the tempo, just get the guys in the spot, call the plays, and then run fluid offense. They're just kind of too sporadic right now. Need a leader to come in, and there's no seniors on the floor right now besides Jonah McCartney, and they need some help there.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Fuline keeps Parker on the bench.
Yeah.
Tough call. He's got 3 fouls. He went out a few minutes ago. Polar Bears on the attack. Underneath Langford. Blocked by Taylor. Ohio Northern wanted a goaltend. The official said nope. Clean block. Taylor's made his presence felt here in the last couple minutes. Steele on the wing. Kassenheiser dropped back, lost his dribble, and he's tied up. Possession arrow in favor of Mount Union this time.
Yeah, just need some ball movement here. He had Farrington down low on a mismatch. I think they could have utilized that a little bit better.
Here's Steele. Underneath Farrington, fakes underneath, had it stripped, and taken away. Polar Bears on the run, crossing into the timeline. Here's Reese, corner. Mag underneath, working on Farrington, reverse layup, no. Tip, Mag has it, flips it up, fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Farrington picks up the foul. Christian Parker waiting to come back in now.
Yeah, you got to put it back in now. It's about time.
Theo Mag at the line, just there a couple moments ago. He's got 8 points. Nice looking touch at the line. Farrington out, Parker in, Moore in, and Kassenheiser out for Mount Union. Mag at the line. Free throw is good. 2-point lead for the Polar Bears. A little more than 9 minutes to go. Taylor inbounds into the corner. Here comes the double team to Moore. Moore in backcourt, crosses the timeline. Double team, back out to Steele. Taylor. Moore on the wing, gives it to Parker. Parker faces up on Mag, stops, baseline jumper, no, side of the backboard. Back the other way. Ahead to Studer, to Reese. 8.5 left. Studer drives, fakes. Shot up, on the rim, no. Tipped up, yeah, no. Offensive rebound. for Studer. 3-ball by Reese, left it short. Into the corner, up against the wall. Ball back over to Mount Union. What an effort by Mason Studer there.
That was great effort there. Yeah, good hustle off the miss. Just putting his body on the line for his team. I think he broke the...
Did he break the Swiffer?
I think he did.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We'll get a new one.
Get a backup. Foul in backcourt on Ohio Northern. It's going to go on Noah Langford. That'll be his second, team's 6th. There's our guy. He's looking for a new Swiffer there. Gonna have to go to the hands and knees route on that one. All right, under 8 minutes to go. 2-point lead for the Polar Bears. Parker double teamed. Paul passed inside to Taylor, had it taken away by the Polar Bears. Studer between the circles goes right wing. In trouble, gives it off to Reese. Pass underneath to Studer. Partially blocked, maybe in there by Moore. Back the other way for Mount Union. Steele above the circle. Here comes the trap. Right wing. Taylor trying to set a pick. Parker double teamed in the lane. Muscles it up. No, but he's fouled and he'll shoot 2. They are set on double teaming Parker every chance they get.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I do not blame them one bit. I mean, he has scored 25 tonight. Set the single season, or this season's record, right?
Yep,
if he
ties it.
this.
Yeah, if he gets either one of these free throws, he'll set his own personal high for the season. Back of the rim on that one. 3 players in for Ohio Northern. Cunningham Jr., Jacoby, and Miller return. Christian will try and split the pair. And gets that one to go. So he sets his season high for the year with 26 points. And we've got a timeout taken by Mount Union. 7:15 to go in the game. The Polar Bears lead it by 1 on Big Time Sports.
What draws us together? What keeps us grinding long into the night? What drives us to excel? To give it everything we have. It's the moment. We're ready to show up. Are you?
Little more than 7 minutes left in this one, and Ohio Northern is trying to play the spoiler. They lead the Mount Union Purple Raiders 49-48 as Mount Union is trying to clinch a tie for the OAC championship here this afternoon. Already today, John Carroll a winner. Both teams came in tied for the league lead. They split the season series between the two schools. John Carroll won their game in overtime. Mount Union trying to battle a very determined Polar Bears team here now.
Absolutely. This is what makes it fun. Last game of the regular season, coming down to the wire for a chance to win some hardware. That's what you want, right?
That is right. Of course, the OAC tournament will get underway next week. Regardless, should Mount Union win here today, John Carroll would still be the #1 seed. We were able to determine that. Even if Mount Union should drop this one, they'll remain the 2 seed.
Yep.
7 minutes left. Pass underneath to the bucket, and scoring is Jacoby. 3-point lead for the Polar Bears. Jacoby with 8. Came in averaging 4, so he's doubled his season average. Parker had it knocked away by Jacoby. Turnover. Reese. Miller. Being chased by McCartney. Ball loose in the corner. And it goes over to Mount Union on a turnover.
That's what they need, just keep getting stops. That was a tough-nosed defensive possession there, getting on the floor.
And again, it was Jarrett Taylor in the middle of that.
Yep, he's been giving a lot of effort today. A couple blocks too.
Yeah, he's made an impact here in the second half for sure.
Absolutely.
Double team, Parker. Kevin Moore for three, rim no, tipped around on the baseline and controlled by Northern. Here comes Miller in the corner to Blake Michael, who checked in during that last timeout. Reese, top of the key, drives, fakes. Cunningham Jr. brings it back out. Ball knocked away from behind, off of Parker. Parker pleading his case.
As he does.
Reese to inbound. Cunningham Jr. against Steele. Shot up, no, but a foul. It's going to go on Marcus Steele of Mount Union. That's his first, team's sixth.
Yeah, he's got both hands on him here.
Cunningham Jr. will inbound. On the baseline.
Hand back, clear, pin down. Pin down.
Reese on the wing. Bounce pass inside. Flipped it up and flipped it in. That is Caden Jacoby. He's in double figures now with 10.
Great pass there.
Yep.
Little pop screen and found the big in the middle of the court.
Mount Union's got some work to do. They're down 5. Moore on the wing, drives, kicks it back out. Steele, long three, back of the rim. McCartney had it, lost it. Miller the rebound. McCartney with a steal. Up underneath, no, tip up, no. Taylor, up, yes. What a sequence that was.
Absolutely, great effort again by Taylor. Just everywhere, man.
And McCartney fighting to keep it alive.
Absolutely, great effort there by Jonah too.
3-point lead for the Polar Bears. 4.5 left. And a double team and a foul on the Purple Raiders. That's going to go on Jonah McCartney. His first. Farrington back in for McCartney. Here you see it.
Yeah, they did do a great job of pick and rolls, actually screening the guy and forcing. I mean, he's got 3 guys on him here, so clearly effective for them. They're going to keep doing it until Mount stops it.
Both teams now with 7 team fouls, so it's 1-1 till they get to 10 team fouls if they do. Jacoby at the line. Rim no. Parker the rebound. Knocked away from behind, but out of bounds. Miller almost came up with a steal.
He did.
Here we see it.
Yeah, Christian just got to be aware that there's got to be some little pest guy behind him. Those bigs don't like us point guards.
Pesky guards. Doggone them anyway. Steele down the lane, found an opening, missed it. Point blank, tipped, out of bounds. It'll stay with Mount Union. Boy, I don't think Steele expected it to open up like that.
I don't think so either.
All of a sudden he had a clear path. Here you see it. Look at this.
Yeah, just slipped. Ball just slipped out of his hand.
Steele inbound. Lobs it out front. Taylor has it. Miller knocked it away. Ball loose. Taylor to Parker. 4 minutes to go. Parker to the basket. Out of bounds. Parker trying to draw the foul there. No whistle, but it will stay with the Purple Raiders in the corner.
Yeah, 15 does a great job of getting his hands on a lot of balls.
Got another timeout with 4:09 remaining, a 3-point lead for Ohio Northern. All right, we're going to put you in the coach's seat now. You know Coach Fuline well. 4:09 situational here. You've got the ball. What kind of play would you like to draw up, Coach?
That's a great question. They really haven't been successful on the three-point other than the 3 that they've had this half. So, I mean, they're probably shooting 3 of 15 now. I probably wouldn't draw up a look for a 3. What I would try to do is try to run some high-low action, getting Christian down low, sealing underneath, putting the 4-man at the free throw line, trying to get it to the 4-man, and he could dump it into Christian. There's only 10 on the shot clock. That's just what I'd be doing. We'll see what Fuline draws up.
Again, both teams with 7 team fouls apiece, 1-1 for the time being as we are closing in on the 4-minute mark in this one. Hope you're enjoying all the action here on Big Time Sports. Thanks to our image video crew here today. Great job as always. We appreciate their work. A men and women's doubleheader here at Mount Union. Always great to show up at the Timken Gymnasium. Purple Raiders will inbound in the corner with Marcus Steele, the trigger man. Into Parker. Parker double teamed. Pass top of the key, Moore in the lane. They'll kick it back out to Steele. 2 on the shot clock. Steele gets it off. No, tipped. And an offensive foul on Ohio Northern. Farrington took a shove under the bucket. That foul on number 34, Caden Jacoby.
Good hustle play by Farrington to get in there and give his team an opportunity.
Farrington at the line. He's got 8 points. The sophomore with the 1-and-1. Short. And a rebound grab by Mag. Crucial free throw there. Opportunity missed. Here's Mag, guarded by Parker. Miller for 3. Got it. Wow, that's a big shot.
Yeah, they ran a flex offense right there with the back screen into a ball screen, and no communication by Mount Union was able to get an open 3 for Ohio Northern.
That pushes the lead to 6. Moore on the wing. Parker battling in the lane. Moore for 3. No, Parker got a hand on it, then he was shoved. So Christian Parker will go back to the free throw line as that foul went on Theo Mag of Ohio Northern. Yeah, we talked about this way back at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free throws.
Got to hit them down the stretch. I think they've missed 3 or 4 straight free throws now on the front end of a 1-and-1. So
Taylor got the rebound. That was the 9th team foul on Ohio Northern. 1 more, and every foul after that will be 2 shots. Offensive foul. Parker picks up number 4. He's claiming that the defender was hanging on him. Let's see.
I don't know. That one looks like a little bit of an offense there from Christian. Again, frustration foul. He's got guys all over him all game, so I understand that completely.
Well, the officials are going to come over here to our spot and take a look at it. So they're taking a look at our replay. 3:05 to go. 6-point advantage for the Polar Bears. Again, Ohio Northern has lost 12 in a row to Mount Union. Mount Union won at Ohio Northern back on January 18th by 15. 76-61. 12 straight wins for the Purple Raiders. Dating back, the last win for Ohio Northern against Mount was January 20th of 2018. And Ohio Northern trying to spoil the party here, Ethan, for Mount Union.
Yeah, they are, and they're Mount has an uphill battle here with 3 minutes left to go in the game, down 6. Big thing for them is they got to get stops. If you don't get stops, it doesn't matter how many points you score on offense. You got to stop them on defense.
And from here on out, every free throw opportunity they've got to make good.
Absolutely. And this was our key to the game.
It's been biting them in the butt all afternoon long. That was a good point by you to bring that up, and it's held true today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you've played enough basketball. You know how things go in a tight game, how much it can teeter back and forth with free throws.
Absolutely. And basketball is a game of runs, too. It's just a matter of hitting your shots later on down the line, and the game's tight.
Polar Bears inbound after the timeout. Long pass down the floor. Farrington picks it off. Tried to save it inbounds. He called the timeout midair.
Wow. Great play.
Called that timeout. Let's see this. Look at that. And there he is. That's some quick thinking.
That is.
So a timeout. Chance Kassenheiser's going to come back in for the Purple Raiders after this break. 3:05 to go. Purple Raiders come up with a big turnover there.
Absolutely, and great job by getting the turnover. Got to convert on offense here. I like the move from him to call timeout. Now Mount only has 1 timeout left with 3 minutes left to go in the game, so you kind of trade off here. If they get a bucket for there, then it worked out, but if not, then you kind of wasted a timeout, you feel like.
Hopefully you get a possession though, and you make it count. That's
Absolutely.
right. You have to score here to make that well worth the while. John Carroll already winning earlier today. In overtime, Muskingum. Give the Muskies credit. Wow.
Yeah, they've been really good this year. They've given Mount some problems as well. I think was it a double overtime win or an overtime win?
I think it was.
Win? Yeah, versus Mount over at Muskingum's place.
Senior night here at Mount Union, and the Purple Raiders hope to rally and reward their seniors with a win. Here we go. Purple Raiders with the ball. Marcus Steele between the circles. Kicks it back out to Moore, to Parker on the block. Turns, muscles, flips it up, short. Rebound in there. Grabbed by Chapman. Purple Raiders need to stop desperately. Cunningham Jr. into the forecourt. This is Miller. Looks like Northern's going to run some clock.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's the smart move to do. Just run your offense, run your sets that you know, and get a good shot like that.
Bounce underneath to Reese. Tipped away. Grabbed by Steele. 2-on-1. To the bucket. Moore. Glides inside and scores. First 2 of the night for Kevin Moore.
Nice athletic finish there.
Timeout. Ohio Northern.
Yeah, nice athletic finish.
Wow.
Finished through contact and transition. Great finish by Kevin Moore.
Kevin Moore came in averaging 8 a game. Those were his first 2. They've held him in check. Ohio Northern calling a timeout. 4-point lead, 2:11 left. Christian Parker leads all scorers. He's got 26 in the game to lead Mount.
Yeah, and we mentioned earlier he had 21 at half and only 5 this half. He got in foul trouble a little bit, but Ohio Northern's did a great job the second half of containing him.
Will Miller is Ohio Northern's leading scorer at just under 14 a game. He's got 18. Only other player on the floor in double figures right now for the Polar Bears is Theo Mag. He's averaging 7.5, and he's sitting with 10 points.
Yeah, Mount needs some other production from some other guys. You know, Christian's getting focused in on now. They need to kind of have another guy step up and get a bucket for them in crunch time.
Yeah, and he's playing with those 4 fouls, although this late in the game, anything can happen there.
Absolutely.
You have to have him out there, obviously. He's been the offense for the most part. Exactly half of his team's total points.
Yeah, that is nuts.
It'll be Carter Reese inbounding in front of the Ohio Northern bench. Mag to Cunningham Jr. To Michael. Langford on the block. Guarded by Steele. That's Cunningham Jr. Excuse me. Cross court. Michael open. Three. He got it. Michael has 8. The lead is 7. It's getting late for the Purple Raiders. Steele on the drive. Underneath. Shot up. No. Rebound. Up. Good. Basket is good. By Elijah Farrington.
Nice second effort there by Farrington. Didn't give up on the first shot he missed. Got his rebound and finished through contact.
Let's see it here.
Yeah, nice spin move there. Missed the first one. Didn't give up here. Got a guy all over his back. Finishes through. I like it.
Elijah Farrington now in double figures with 10. 1:40 left.
Fouled out.
All right. Theo Mag fouling out for Ohio Northern. Farrington will try and complete the three-point play. Got it. The lead is down to 4. Here comes pressure. Michael in backcourt, back to Miller. Trouble, ball tipped. Reese got it. Moore guarding closely and a foul.
That is not what you want there. Just sit down and guard for the full 30 seconds, make them work, and don't bail them out with a free throw in the 1-and-1.
Kevin Moore picked up the foul. That is the team's 9th, so it's 1-and-1. Kassenheiser in, Taylor out. Carter Reese at the line. 6'3" sophomore. 7 points in the game. In and out. Parker the rebound. Purple Raiders with the ball, down 4.
Ended up being a good foul for Kevin Moore.
Underneath Parker. Had to dive, missed it. Pass was a little low. Turnover and a foul on the Purple Raiders. Replay.
Yeah, just a little outside of his reach. That's a tough pass to make too. You got a guy in the front and a guy behind. I mean, just look elsewhere, move the ball and look in there, you know, on the swing.
Miller misses the free throw. Now both teams with 10 team fouls apiece. That's an automatic 2 shots on a common foul.
Yep, double bonus the rest of the way.
Got that one. The lead up to 5. Kassenheiser into Steele. Coming up on a minute to go. Steele gonna drive to the bucket, got it. Foul on Kassenheiser in backcourt.
Yeah, nice strong take here by Marcus Steele, going through contact and finishing.
Coach Mike Fueline looking on. 2 shots for Miller. Came in shooting just under 91%. That's not a guy you want to put at the free throw line.
No, I wouldn't want to put him at the line at this time. Hits them both.
5-point lead. 59 seconds left. Gotta go. Steele, Kassenheiser to Steele. Moore. Parker, corner, Farrington, 3. Got it! Big shot by the sophomore. Elijah Farrington. He's got 14. Is that Mount Union's final timeout, Ethan?
That is, sir. And like I was telling you earlier, when Ohio Northern goes into the zone, you gotta find the middle of the floor, and then you'll be able to figure out which guy's going to be open, like they did right there. Found Christian in the middle of the floor, Farrington for the wide open three. Big shot there.
The lead is 2. Just over 47 ticks of the clock left in this one. Mount Union tied the game, I believe it was at 45.
Yep.
Earlier. And the Purple Raiders have been playing catch up ever since.
You know, Mount's actually winning this half right now. They were down 3 going into half, only down 2 now, so they're winning this half. Just needed a couple more of those free throws to go in down the stretch, and this would have been a totally different feel here.
Okay, with the shot clock now at 30, do you play defense and try not to foul here?
You have to.
Okay.
That'll give you 17 seconds. No need to foul. I mean, if you do get a stop here, there's no timeouts left. This is what I was saying earlier. You know, you wish you had a timeout here in this instance because, you know, to be able to draw something up for your guys, but you're kind of just going to have to go and let these guys play, and the flow of the game's just going to have to come to them. So.
Well, so far, every time Ohio Northern has needed a bucket, they've gotten it.
Yeah.
And they're in the situation now with under a minute to go. That's even more important. Purple Raiders need a stop.
In a bad way.
Cunningham Jr. to inbound. Gets it into Miller. Open floor. Stops. Calls timeout. Interesting.
Yeah, I like it actually. Get it across half. I mean, Mount was going to trap in the full court, so now they're just going to sit down and guard for this rest of this 27 seconds. So now Ohio Northern can draw up a play that they don't have to do a press breaker with now. So they're just going to draw up an offensive set that'll likely take the majority of the shot clock up and give Mount, you know, 16 or so seconds left if they do end up missing.
Okay, so whatever they do, I'm talking about the Polar Bears, you feel like they'll want to use most, if not all, of that shot clock.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would guess they don't use a quick hitter. If they did, maybe a little 2-for-1 before the 30 seconds resets, or 35. You know, to me, you just draw up your best set here, see if you can get another bucket, make it a 2-possession game.
Team fouls, both with 10. 2-point lead for Ohio Northern here.
Yeah.
Trying to play the spoiler role here this afternoon.
Absolutely. If I'm Fuel Line here, I'm talking about, you know, some of their offenses they could run, but also if they miss, what are we going to run? You know, you're not going to have a timeout to call. You're going to have to just come down and play basketball.
Purple Raiders coming back on the floor in front of us. Now Ohio Northern back on the floor. Polar Bears will inbound from the far side. Reese to trigger. Lob in to Jacoby. Cunningham Jr. picked up by Steele. Shot clock and game clock winding down.
As expected, they're taking that shot clock all the way down.
Reese on the wing. And a timeout. Shot clock, as you see, at 6. Game clock, 23.
And I don't think either team has a timeout now. So just 23 seconds left of pure basketball.
From what you've seen of Ohio Northern, what do you like out of bounds here for them?
I think they're going to get it to their best player, number 2 today. He's been, you know, the most effective. I wouldn't be surprised if they get it to him and let him kind of work out. If not, maybe a quick hitter on like a high-low set with their big guys. But I don't see that happening with Christian being down there, unless they're trying to get him to draw, you know, a foul, get his 5th foul out of here. So we'll see what they run, but that's what I'd be running.
And if you're Mount Union, you would anticipate that. So Would you try to do everything you can not to let Miller get the ball?
Not enough that I would be aggressive. I don't want to cause a foul,
Right.
put him in the line because he is their best free throw shooter too. Like you said, shooting, 91% from the year. So I just would sit down and play good defense. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Don't bail him out with a foul.
All right, both teams are out of timeouts. 23 seconds to go. Cunningham Jr. will inbound in front of the Ohio Northern bench. 2-point lead, Polar Bears. Miller on the block, lob into the corner. Jacoby, Reese for three, no, tipped around, back out, 15 seconds, and a foul is called. Foul's gonna go on Taylor.
Yeah, they're going to show this replay here in a second. This is just great hustle by their big guy down low. I think 3 Mount Union guys were around him. Yeah, he grabs that rebound with 3 Mount guys around him and just kicks it out. Smart play from that guy.
Reese at the line with 2. In and out, back in. 3-point lead. Taylor out, Kassenheiser in for the Purple Raiders.
Who do you want shooting this 3? For Mount Union.
Wow. Farrington gets them both. 12 seconds to go. Here comes Steele. Quickly to the bucket, muscles it up, rim it in. No timeouts, 8 seconds left. Michael, ball knocked away. It'll stay with Ohio Northern. Was that Kassenheiser who made that dive into the corner to knock it out of bounds? Couldn't see. Okay, let's see this here.
Yeah, good effort there. He did tip that out, though. I think Mount Union players are wanting them to review it, but I don't see anything overturnable.
Coach Fuline talking to the officials. And the officials are going to come over and review this. That's going to be tough because it was pretty busy over there, wasn't it, in that corner?
It was busy.
Trying to figure out what kind of time.
The officials are also trying to determine the time.
Yep.
All right. 2-point lead for the Polar Bears, 8 seconds to go. In a game that has come right down to the wire, I'll tell you.
We have a stopwatch. Okay, I got it. Okay, go ahead. Run it back. Okay, I'm gonna start the tip right now.
We're gonna have to give Ethan Stanislavski a little extra greenbacks here. He's helping the officials here. He lent him his phone, the stopwatch.
Yeah. If I can help in any way, I'm just here.
You're just here to help out.
Yeah, I want a fair game.
You're just good people here. All right, we're gonna get a number here.
0.78.
All right. 7.3 is what they ended up on the clock. Shot clock is off.
I believe Fuline was wanting to see if he stepped over the line when he passed it in. I think that's what they were trying to do.
Cunningham Jr. in the corner, always a tough spot for an inbound play.
And he has a spot. He can't run the baseline.
Taylor, bounce in, and a foul. Steele on Miller, and both players went down hard. Great effort. But you send Ohio Northern's best free throw shooter back to the line.
You do.
Will Miller, 21 points in the game. 6'2" junior guard. 2 shots. Right there on the first.
If I'm Northern and he hits this, I'm not fouling. Just stand still and let him shoot it.
Yeah, just not enough time left.
Yep.
Got them both. 7 seconds left. Full court pressure. Here's Steele. Lob under to Parker. Knocked away. Tipped away. Steele, long 3. No. And that's it. The Ohio Northern Polar Bears come in and stun the Mount Union Purple Raiders here this afternoon. The final score, Ohio Northern 66, Mount Union 62. We'll be back with more. Our postgame coming up on Big Time Sports.
Exceptional is the rule at the University of Mount Union. This private university, offering a well-rounded education grounded in the liberal arts tradition, delivers a classic college experience, plus so much more. Located in the heart of Alliance, Ohio, a continually developing mid-sized city, offering a growing list of businesses, retailers, and dining options, Mount Union has a lot to offer, both on and off campus. From our strong academics to our hands-on opportunities and a dynamic campus life, Mount Union offers an experience as unique as you. And that's why motivated students from all walks of life make Mount Union the first choice. Mount Union, be exceptional.
We are back here at Mount Union, where the final score this afternoon, the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 66, the Mount Union Purple Raiders 62. Ohio Northern finishes their regular season at 14-11, 8-10 in the OAC. Mount Union 18-7 regular season, 14-4 in the OAC. Good for second place as John Carroll wins the OAC championship. And Ethan, it was a tough pill to swallow for the Purple Raiders here today.
It was, yeah, it's a tough game. Nothing really seemed like it was falling in the first half for them shot-wise. They really couldn't hit anything. There was a lid on the basket. Christian was carrying the team for majority of the game, and then he got in foul trouble. Just couldn't ever really get into a rhythm for them. And credit to Ohio Northern, you know, they did a great job controlling the pace. You know, Will Miller had a great game. He really did what point guards do and controlled that tempo and played his butt off.
Christian Parker finishes with a season high 26 points in the win, but it was Ohio Northern kept coming back and able to withstand a constant charge by the Purple Raiders time after time.
Yeah, and we just got the total stats here, and Mount shot 4 of 16 from 3. I mean, that's hard to win games when you're shooting, you know, 25% from 3.
All right, for my partner Ethan Stanislawski, I'm Dave Sheets and our image video crew here. Thanks for watching Mount Union basketball here on Big Time Sports. Have a good night.
We're Sell My House Fast, and we've been buying unwanted houses for cash, fast, for 25 years. We'll buy this house, and this one, even this one, not that one. We'll buy this house for cash, and this house, but not that one either. If you're relocating, inheriting a home you don't want, if you've got a tenant you really don't want, we'll buy it. If you're behind on taxes and want to avoid foreclosure, going through divorce, or if you just need cash to get out of debt, we will buy your house at a fair cash price, and we'll close fast too. So with us, no real estate agent, which means no commissions, no repairs or cleaning necessary, no appraisals or formal inspections, no open houses, no closing costs, and no long wait to close. Sell My House has been buying unwanted houses since 1999. Call to learn more. We'll buy this house and this house. Okay, not that one. We've got hundreds of Google 5-star reviews because our offers are fair and the process transparent. Call now and we'll connect you with a qualified local buyer.
1-800-219-0560. Stay tuned to get a free automatic toilet bowl cleaner from Mermaid. Your sink stopper's broken, and fixing a drain is a pain. Introducing Mermaid Drain Magic, the instant solution to most broken drains. Just remove and replace. In seconds, you can fill and drain with a simple press of a button. Drain Magic makes replacing your old, broken, rusty, even missing sink stoppers fast and easy. Drain Magic's anti-clogging basket helps prevent clogs in your sink, catching hair, food, even jewelry. Made with brass and chrome and a silicone gasket, it creates a watertight seal. Order your Mermaid Drain Magic today for only $19.99 and get a Mermaid toilet bowl cleaner absolutely free. Drop it in the tank for up to 3 months of cleaning. But wait, this could be your last chance to get Drain Magic at this low price with free toilet bowl cleaner. There's a strict limit of 3, so order now.
Call 1-800-621-4785 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. So call 1-800-621-4785 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. Order now.
Your wallet is always in danger. Criminals can hack your information without you even knowing. Introducing Slim Mint, an ultra-thin RFID blocking wallet that keeps your cards and cash protected. Slim Mint uses the latest RFID blocking technology to prevent thieves from stealing your info. It's ergonomically designed to optimize space and keep your belongings organized. With the auto-locking Slim Mint, your cards and money stay securely in place. It has a built-in cash clip and a flexible outer band to fit your additional cards and cash. Call or click now and get Slim Mint for just $29.99. Order in the next 5 minutes and you'll get an instant $10 discount. So it's only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get Slim Mint at this low price. There's a strict limit of 3 Slim Mint wallets while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-699-5418. Call or visit SlimMintWallet.com. So call 1-800-699-5418. Order now.
Stay tuned to save $10 on the amazing socket fan light from Bell & Howell.
When you're hot, nothing feels better than the gentle cooling breeze of a ceiling fan. This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. With a push of a button, you can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself and install socket fan in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the socket fan light with deep socket extender is yours for $59.95. Act now, and we'll take $10 off. So you get it for just $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off, and the shipping is free.
Get cool fast with socket fan.
Call 1-800-506-4503 or go to buysocketfan.com.
As we naturally age, many people are getting zero amount of this incredible and unique substance. That's when we start seeing an impact in our joints, skin, nails, and even our digestion.
Hi, Dr. Axe here, and I am so excited to introduce you to Ancient Nutrition's multi-collagen protein.
People's reactions to me, people were like, what are you doing? You look amazing, you have a glow about you. I've been using multi-collagen now for a little over 2 years. I just put a scoop in my coffee every morning, and some days I'll even do 2 because it's so good. We want to grow old gracefully, right? Scowls and crow's feet and things that nature puts in us. I'd like to slow that down as much as possible.
Call the number on your screen to take advantage of this very special offer. Buy 2 bottles and get 1 free with your preferred customer order. Call the number on your screen now.
Make an appointment to give.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at nmdp.org.